waking up to a silence that feels wrong. You step outside, expecting the familiar shape of trees lining the street, casting shadows across the pavement. Instead, there is nothing. No trunks, no branches, no leaves catching the light. Just open sky and bare ground, stretching farther than your eyes can comfortably accept. The air feels different, thinner somehow, dry and exposed. Sunlight hits your skin without resistance, sharper than it should be this early in the morning. There is no bird song, no rustle of leaves, no movement except the wind, sweeping freely across land that was never meant to be this open. Across the planet, the same scene is unfolding. From the Amazon to the Siberian taiga, from European woodlands to tropical mangroves, every tree on Earth has vanished. The lungs of the planet are gone. 3 trillion living pillars of life erased in a single, impossible moment. Forests once covered nearly a third of Earth's land surface. They regulated climate, anchored soil, shaped rainfall, and supported most life on land. They were not decoration. They were infrastructure. And now, between one heartbeat and the next, they are simply absent. The question is no longer what happens to forests. The question is what happens to Earth without them. The first hours, the first casualties appear almost immediately. Birds that slept in branches fall from the sky, startled into chaotic flight, or stunned into fatal impact. Squirrels, monkeys, sloths, insects, entire worlds that existed above ground collapse into confusion. But the real shock is environmental. Trees constantly move water from soil into the atmosphere through transpiration. This invisible process cools the air, stabilizes temperature, and moderates heat. When the trees vanish, that cooling system shuts down instantly. Within hours, temperatures surge. Forested regions heat up by 10 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit. The Amazon, once protected beneath dense canopy, becomes an exposed heat trap. Humidity drops. The air dries. Amphibians, creatures dependent on moisture, begin dying in massive numbers. Then night falls. Without tree canopies to trap heat, warmth radiates rapidly into space. Temperatures plunge. Species that evolved for stable climates experience thermal shock within the same day. The planet begins swinging violently between extremes, hot, then cold, a rhythm no ecosystem can tolerate. By day 3, collapse accelerates. Trees produced roughly 28% of Earth's oxygen. The atmosphere still holds enormous reserves, but production has fallen sharply. Oxygen levels don't drop instantly, but the balance is broken. carbon dioxide begins accumulating. Trees were one of the planet's largest carbon sinks. Without them, carbon dioxide rises faster each day, decomposing roots, leaf litter, and disturbed soil release even more carbon into the air, feeding a runaway feedback loop. But water is where the damage becomes undeniable. Trees are hydraulic engines. They pull water from deep underground and release it into the air, forming clouds and sustaining rainfall. Without them, cloud formation weakens. Rain becomes sporadic and unreliable. Rivers begin shrinking. Forest soils once acted like sponges, absorbing rain and releasing it slowly. Without roots and organic matter, water runs off instantly, causing floods followed by drought. Groundwater stops replenishing. Wells begin to fail, and the soil itself starts to die. Exposed to sun and wind, living soil dries out. Microorganisms perish. Topsoil formed over centuries begins blowing away in vast dust clouds. By the end of the first week, satellites observe massive brown plumes rising from former forests. The land is unraveling. 3 weeks in Earth looks alien. The Amazon basin is no longer green. What remains is red clay and eroding ground. Tropical soils, once held together by roots and fungi, bake into hardened laterite, natural concrete, where nothing can grow. The same transformation spreads worldwide. Hillsides collapse without root systems holding them in place. Landslides bury roads, homes, entire valleys. Rivers clog with sediment. Fish die as their gills fill with mud, and extinction accelerates. Nearly 80% of land species depended on forests. Insects vanish, first pollinators, decomposers, the foundation of food webs. Without them, birds starve. Herbivores find nothing to eat. Predators soon follow. The silence deepens. Human systems begin failing as well. Agriculture collapses. Crops suffer from heat, drought, pests, and soil loss. Pollination stops. Food production plummets. Mass migration begins as people flee unlivable regions toward coastlines and grasslands. Borders tighten. Conflicts erupt. The planet is no longer hospitable by default. 6 months after the trees vanish, civilization fractures. Hundreds of millions have died from hunger, heat, disease, and violence. Tropical regions become nearly uninhabitable. Former forest cities stand abandoned, buried in dust. The global food system no longer exists. Grain harvests fail. Livestock is slaughtered early. then gone. People survive on whatever hardy crops can still grow: millet, sorghum, roots. Malnutrition becomes universal. Oxygen levels fall below 19%. Breathing becomes harder. Physical labor exhausts people quickly. Bodies attempt to adapt, producing more red blood cells. Working hearts harder, but it's a struggle. Psychologically, humanity changes. The understanding sets in. This is permanent. Forests are not coming back. The systems that supported civilization are gone. What remains is survival. 1 year without trees. Earth's color has changed. From space, green has been replaced by brown and gray. Dust storms circled the planet, dimming sunlight and cooling the surface slightly, a grim, temporary balance. Oxygen has dropped to 18%. Cognitive effects appear. People tire faster. Focus slips. Accidents increase. The world feels heavier, slower. Weather is chaotic. Droughts last months, then break into catastrophic floods. Rivers alternate between trickles and destruction. Hydroelectric power becomes unreliable. Agriculture adapts toward resilience rather than yield. Yet life persists. Grasslands expand. Hardy shrubs colonize former forests. Rodents, insects, and birds adapted to open environments survive. Evolution begins its slow work. Human communities shrink, simplify, reorganize around water, food, and energy. Memory becomes precious. A decade passes. Human population stabilizes near 2 billion. Children born now have never seen a tree. Forests exist only in stories and images. To them, trees are almost mythical, towering plants that shaped the world long before they were born. Oxygen stabilizes around 16%. New generations show physiological adaptation. Larger lungs, more efficient oxygen use, slower metabolism. Evolution is visible within a single lifetime. Ecosystems stabilize at lower complexity. Grasslands dominate. Scrublands replace forests. Tree-like plants evolve from shrubs, offering limited shade and structure, echoes of what once existed. Civilization endures, but it is smaller, local, cautious. The lesson is carved into culture. Stability is fragile. A century without trees. No living human remembers forests. Humanity numbers around 500 million, adapted to low oxygen, harsh climates, and limited resources. Bodies are compact, resilient, efficient. Earth has reached a new equilibrium. Life continues, not abundantly, not beautifully, but persistently. The planet breathes differently now. In underground archives, preserved records show images of forests, green canopies, filtered sunlight, rain falling softly through leaves. Students study them with disbelief. The question echoes through generations. How did we ever think this could last forever? Trees were never just plants. They were climate regulators, carbon vaults, oxygen factories, architects of soil, water, and life. They shaped the stable world that allowed civilization to rise. This scenario is impossible. Trees cannot vanish overnight, but its lesson is real. We are losing forests slowly, silently, year by year. And slow loss is dangerous because it feels manageable until it isn't. Forests are not infinite. They are ancient systems built over hundreds of millions of years, and we are dismantling them in centuries. The earth will survive. Life will adapt. The question is whether we will, because we were shaped by forests. Our bodies, our minds, our societies evolved beneath branches and leaves, and without them we survive but diminished. This is not a story about trees disappearing. It is a warning about what holds our world together, and how close we are to forgetting it.